Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Basta and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting transfer updates. We start with this report from Gerard Romero claiming that Barcelona are currently working on the departures of three players right now. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about right back Julian Araujo, as the Barca defender is likely to join newly promoted La Liga side Las Palmas on loan. Talks are still ongoing. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. For a club in financial adversity, management of transfer becomes crucial. It is impossible to go through windows without signing new players in today's fast moving world of football. However, a balance must be struck by facilitating adequate player sales. Barcelona president Joan Laporta formulated a good plan for the club heading into the summer transfer window. The president hoped to do away with lesser used players like Ferran Torres, Eric Garcia, and Frank Kessie, while bringing in new stars on free transfers. In an ideal scenario, the plan would have worked out well for the club with a net inflow of funds and a balanced wage roster. Yet, the implementation has simply let them down. 2 weeks into the window, Barcelona are yet to complete a single sale. They have already signed Ilkay Gundogan and Inigo Martinez and find themselves in a state where they cannot even incorporate Vitor Roque until next summer. According to report from Gerard Romero, the Blaugrana are working on three departures at the moment to ease the situation. Pablo Torre and Clement Lenglet are on the aforementioned list, but there is no insight into the name of the third player. Torre has found minutes very difficult to come by at Barcelona, with Xavi Hernandez having an abundance of talent at his disposal. The arrival of Ilkay Gundogan and possibly Oriol Romeo does not help his case. Real Betis, Villarreal, Celta de Vigo, and Real Sociedad are all interested in acquiring the young star's services, and a loan move appears likely. Lenglet, meanwhile, is nearing a permanent move to Tottenham Hotspur. The Frenchman spent the last season on loan with Spurs and appears to have shown enough to generate interest. The third and anonymous name could be Frank Kessie, who has generated solid interest from Saudi Arabia and Juventus. Torres, Garcia, and Ace Abde are some of the other candidates who could find themselves in the chopping block, while a loan exit also beckons for Nico Gonzalez. Either way, Barcelona must work to close these departures at the earliest, given that Xavi still seeks to add Romeo, a right back, and possibly another midfielder in the coming days. Of course, it's been quite disappointing if you ask me personally. The exit operation for Barca has been, well, how can I put it? It has been a disappointment. Of course, heading into this summer, Barca were hoping, really hoping, that exit operations will be easier than what we are seeing now in reality. Of course, because right now the financial fair play is hanging on our necks. We can't move further to do what we want to do in this transfer window. We can't sign more players, and definitely that's where the problem lies. So far, yes, we have concluded three signings. Two of them are already in their 30s, Vitor Roque being the third and the latest signing that we made. But guess what? None of those players have been registered. And the worst case scenario being Vitor Roque's own case, where, as it stands right now, they are saying that Vitor Roque can't play for Barcelona this summer if all things remain the same, except Barca do some last minute stuff, to give a lot of space on their wage bill, and that is by selling players before Vitor Roque might possibly come to Barca and start playing his football this season. If not, he might come back next year, either the January window or in the summer next year. And I think many fans will be so disappointed if he comes next year, because this is a guy that majority of us, the fan base, we want to get going, we want to see Vitor Roque performing. And it's quite shocking that Barca can't still find space to incorporate the player to start playing and to kickstart the season in August. And of course, player sales have been very slow, very slow. And I still don't get it how majority of these players, they don't want to leave. Ferran Torres, Eric Garcia, Lenglet is still there on a negotiation with Tottenham. Nico Gonzalez can be going for loan. Frankisi have been linked a lot these past few days, but still no conclusion. Pablo Torre possibly on a loan, but all the time we keep talking and talking, but the exit operations are really slow. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, it has been close to 6 months since Julian Araujo joined FC Barca, but the Mexican right back is here to make his official debut for the club. The United States-born defender signed for Barca from LA Galaxy late in January. However, the move was not authorized by FIFA as the club allegedly missed the deadline to file the requisite paperwork. As such, Araujo spent the second half of the season training with the first team and Barca Athletic without getting any minutes on the pitch. And given his lack of experience in Europe and the club's pursuit of a new right back, a loan exit is on the cards for the Mexican. And according to reports relayed by Sport, newly promoted La Liga clubs at Las Palmas could end up being the right back's destination for the next season. Indeed, negotiations between Barca and Las Palmas are said to be advancing over a loan deal for Araujo. And if things continue to progress in this direction, the youngster could be playing his football for Garcia Pimienta's team in the upcoming campaign. Xavi has been looking at Araujo over the past months and in the current pre-season training, but the idea has always been for the Mexican to be sent out on loan as he has zero experience in European football. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.